Hello. I was on the project yesterday talking about rent freezes, and Waleed asked a bunch of questions about, what about all these things that could happen? Like, people would leave their homes abandoned, and, people could be marginalised and discriminated against, and, it could affect marginalised communities more, blah, 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 blah. This stuff already happens without a rent freeze. So, yeah, that already happens in Australia. Like, this isn't going to make that worse. Also, he says a number of studies have, shown that bad things happen and whatever, but they don't show that. Like, if we take the San Francisco study, for example, which doesn't compare, they have rent-controlled areas and not rent-controlled areas, which is not a great way to do rent controls and rent freezes and stuff like that, because you've got, areas that are controlled and not controlled. So you've got completely different markets that will behave completely differently, and effects on one that can't be shown in that area will dramatically affect the other area. But that study showed that marginalized communities benefited the most from rent controls. So yeah, anyways, it already happens. Whatever. I didn't get to talk about socialism and stuff like that, which I did talk about in the interview, but they cut it. But it was also fair enough because I was being a bit silly. Anyways, let's go back to this. Here's a place in Mount Morgan for $150 a week, suitable for a tradesperson to stay, which is always suspicious when they say that, because why are you saying that? And then it becomes clear this room needs to repair a kitchen, shower, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, only suitable for a handyman, which is, not exactly legal, is it? This house was submitted to the subreddit by Romir Online, and it's in regional Queensland, which is the most expensive place to live kind of on a per capita basis in Australia. Rents are the most expensive in regional Queensland. So when you see something that's $150 a week, it's a bit suspicious, and yeah, here's kind of why. As you can see, a lot of stuff going on here. For example, why is the shower kind of floating? Also, why are there curtains? Those curtains look a bit sad. Lots to talk about, but let's move on. Anyways, this is where you'll be living for $150 a week. You will never, I guess, get to complain about the lack of mirrors, because yeah, they're kind of everywhere. There's not much else, but there are mirrors and glass. So, yeah. You win some, you lose most. That air conditioner looks like it's the same age as, when your family had the computer in the living room, and you announced to the family that, hey, I'm going on the computer, and it was a big thing, and then mum's like, I gotta make a phone call. It's like, no, I'm on the computer. That's what that air conditioner reminds me of. Here's the outside. Not better. Anyways, yeah, we got a bit of a housing crisis in Australia, and the government's budget is coming up, and let's see if they do something. Something tells me they're probably not going to, and they won't do anything about these kind of places being rented out, because they don't give a shit about renters. Also, I've got my merch back, which is pretty exciting. I'll do a big video about it on Monday, but yeah, Lonely Kids Club are going to do the merch, which is really sick. And everyone who ordered merch and didn't receive it from Versus is going to get theirs, which is really cool. Yeah, so yeah, I'll do a full story soon. But yeah, have a look through. I think it looks really cool.